Good morning, student. Today we're going to start with a new chapter of second unit, that is working of institution. Chapter 4 of political science. Before starting with the chapter, I want to give a very brief definition of what does the working of institution mean. Working of institution means how the government as an institution work, how the major policy decisions in the government offices are being taken, how the administration of the government offices are run. That is called the working of the institution. In the previous chapters, we have read about democracy. What is democracy? We know that it is a form of government where people's participation is must, where people elect their representatives who run the government. So, democracy is not just about people electing their rulers only. In a democracy, the rulers have to follow some rules and regulations and procedures. So, they have to work with and within some institution. And here we will read about how the institution works in a democracy. And how, if certain dispute arise, how it has been resolved through the institution. We know that government as an institution have three organs, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. How such organ function, that we're going to read in this working of the institution. The chapter begins with an example of how a major policy decision is taken in the government office, how a government order being passed. To take an example, on August 13, 1990, the government of India issued an order which is called an office memorandum. That order must have certain numbers, date. The joint secretary and officer in the Department of Personnel and Training in the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions signed the order. It was just a short, barely one-page order. It looked like any ordinary circular or notice that you can see in your school. So the government issues hundreds of such orders every day on different matters. But this is one which was very important and become a source of major controversy for several years, because this order is related to reservation for certain minority class. So these order announce a major policy decision. It is said that 27% of the vacancies in civil posts and services and the government of India are reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes, that is ACBC. So ACBCs are the name for all those people who belong to castes that are considered backward by the government. The benefit of job reservation was still then available only to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Now a new third category called ACBC, which was introduced by such memorandum, which has been issued in 1990. So only persons who belong to backward classes were eligible for this quota of 27% jobs. Others could not compete for this job. So now the question may come that who has taken such major decision? It is a person who has signed the memorandum? No. There are certain functionaries in the government who have taken such major decisions. Such a big decision could not be taken by the person who signed that document only. The officers were merely implementing the instruction given by the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pension, of which the department was a part. We can guess that such a major decision would have involved other major functionaries in our country. So who are the other major functionaries? They are the President, Prime Minister, Parliament. So President is the head of the state and is the highest formal authority in the country. Prime Minister is the head of the government and actually exercises all governmental powers. He takes most of the decisions in the cabinet meetings. Parliament consists of the president and two houses, that is Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The prime minister must have the support of majority of the Lok Sabha members. So here in the decision making procedure, who are involving? They are the president, prime minister and the cabinet ministers with the parliament. So were all these people involved in this decision regarding the office memorandum. So not only that person who is signing the memorandum. So this office memorandum was the culmination of a long chain of events. The government of India had appointed the second backward class commission in 1979, which was headed by B.P. Mandal and better known as Mandal Commission. It was asked to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in India and recommend steps to be taken for their advancement. The commission gave its report in 1980 and made many recommendations. One of these was the 27% of government jobs to be reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes. The report and recommendation were discussed in the parliament for several years. Many parliamentarians and parties kept demanding the implementation of the commission's recommendation. Then only the Lok Sabha elections of 1989 came. In its election manifesto, the Janata Dal promised that if voted in power, it could implement the Mandal Commission report. Now the Janata Dal did form the government after this election. Its leader VP Singh became the Prime Minister. Several developments took place thereafter. The President of India, in his address to the Parliament, announced the intention of the government to implement the recommendation of the Mandal Commission. Then on 6th of August 1990, the Union Cabinet took a formal decision to implement the recommendation. And in the next day, Prime Minister VP Singh informed the Parliament about this decision through a statement in both the Houses of Parliament. The decision of the Cabinet was sent to the Department of Personnel and Training, and a senior officer of the department drafted an order in line with the Cabinet decision and took the minister's approval. And thus, a memorandum passed. So an officer signed the order on behalf of the Union government. So this is how memorandum was born in 13th August 1990. And for the next few months, this was the most hotly debated issues in the country. Newspapers and magazines were full of different views and opinions on these issues. It led to widespread protest and counter-protest, some of which were very violent too. People reacted strongly because these decisions affected thousands of job opportunities. Some felt that existence of inequalities among people of different castes in India necessitated job reservation. They felt this would give a fair opportunity to those people who so far had not been adequately been represented in government jobs. Others felt that it was unfair, it would deny equality of opportunity to those who did not belong to backward communities. They would be denied jobs even though they are more qualified than. Some felt that this could perpetuate caste feeling among people and hamper national unity. So in this way, with lot of controversy, this memorandum has been passed. And who will going to resolve the controversy and debates? It is the Supreme Court. That is one of the organ of the government will going to resolve the issues relating to that. So today up to this, next day we'll continue from the page number 4. Okay, thanking you student.